What's going on, guys? It's Steven with 15 Points of Tennis, and I'd just like to thank you guys. Before we go into our next video, I want to thank you. So the 15 Points of Tennis family has just passed 1,000 subscribers, and look, it's not the number we're after, but it's just, this is a growing movement of players who want to learn and get better. And so, like me growing up, and my story was I started tennis a little bit late. So I started tennis at age 11, and that's very, very late considering I wanted to play at a highly competitive level, right? And I competed all through juniors. But when I started, my parents didn't know exactly where to send me. We didn't know exactly what knowledge to seek, exactly where to learn from, who to learn from, okay, how to put all the pieces together. And I kind of ended up a little like Frankenstein. I had all these different pieces, and although I worked really hard on court, I didn't reach my potential. And part of this channel is, again, so a junior career is very short. When I hit 16, 17, 18, and I was looking to go to college, well, my game wasn't there yet, okay? Although I had reached, the height of juniors and 14s and 16s, my game wasn't quite good enough, again, to push me all the way to the top of 18s. Now, that's my personal story. You might not be a competitive junior. You might not be wanting to play collegiate tennis or anything like that. You might be a rec player. You might be a competitive player at a local level. You might aspire to do way more than I did, back in my days competing. But the one thing we all have in common is we all want to reach our potential. Look, tennis is no fun when you don't see improvement week after week, month after month. Okay, you want to know exactly what to work on and be able to pinpoint that. Okay, and then have a true game plan to get better. And so after my career had ended, but I loved the game so much. I put so much work into it. I sought out, the best teachers I could find, the top players in my area, in the Bay Area in California. I really sought out the knowledge, and instead of me hoarding that, my goal with this channel, and as a coach now, I'm working with students in person all the time, I want to share that with you guys. Okay, so I want you to do a couple things. First of all, I want you, because I'm going to be reading all these comments, especially, I read all the comments, but especially on this video, comment below what has been your biggest sticking point. I also want you to comment, so that's number one. Number two, I want you to comment, on one of the lessons or key concepts that have made a difference in your game. The channel has been going on for the past, 3 months, 6 months. So if you've been following me for some time, and I know, again, I thank you to all my subscribers and all the people who've emailed me, with their results, etc. But leave in the comments below, okay? A favorite video, a favorite concept you picked up for 50 Points of Tennis. Now, I know a lot of these comments are a lot of times rehashed, maybe from the other coaches, things you might have heard. I've always tried to take a unique perspective on this. I've always liked to explain the reason why behind everything. And for me, that was so important. Because see, a coach would tell me a little tip, on the forehand, turn that racket down, tap the dog, or some weird thing on the volley or whatever, right? And sure, it's a little gimmick to remember the tip, but it will never be deeply ingrained unless you have the reason why. Because if you do it for a little bit, yeah, okay, I had a good day with doing this little tip, then I had a bad day doing a tip, and then you just forget about it and it doesn't become ingrained in habit. But if you know the science behind why, and you have the deep-rooted knowledge to why you're doing something, well, even if you get away from it, you're going to come back to doing the right thing. Because, again, all of tennis and everything on the channel, and I hope you really get this, is everything on the channel, it's not just based on me coming up with stuff. This is based on hardcore science, whether you talk about kinetics, anatomy, biology, psychology, etc. It's all rooted in deep science. And it's really, tennis is science. Tennis is math, and science, it's how the universe works. I know that sounds a little foo-foo, okay, but bear with me, okay, because when you study these principles in depth, you align yourself with how the game really works, you're going to see massive, massive improvement. You layer hard work onto that, you're going to see massive, massive improvement. Okay, unlike me back a decade ago, where I was working super duper hard and just producing marginal results. All right, so thanks again. Again, as a recap, one, comment down below. hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Again, thank you to the 15 Points of Tennis family supporting me thus far. I've been doing so much stuff on court. Now, you know, I see there's so many people who've been receptive to my teaching. I'm going to continue. I have so many more fantastic videos coming out. Pretty much what I do on court, look, this isn't anything that special. What I do on court and in person, I'm just translating for you guys on video. I know it's not quite as good as me giving and tailoring a presentation to you in person for what exactly you need, but I'm trying to here, okay? So I want to get your feedback. What's your biggest sticking point, and what few concepts have really moved the needle in your game? And like, I know, like, take a long-term approach. When I say move the needle, you won't see improvement in a month or 2 months or 3 months. But just knowing these things in and of itself, and knowing the right thing to do, and working on them over a long period of time and ingraining those things, that's what's going to, again, move the needle long-term, which is what we want. We want long-term improvement, because that's when you're going to see huge results, whether worrying about week to week or month to month. I want you to be thinking about your game in broader strokes, because funny enough, when you think long-term, you're going to actually move faster than if you worry about every single little day, or, you know, one day you're playing good, one day you're playing bad. Tennis doesn't work like that. All right? So, thanks so much. I'll see you guys on the next video. We have a lot of great stuff coming out for you. See you soon.